Welcome to Mettle Memo number 36. Today's topics include audit your life, do what you can and stop what you can't, meals and macros, and training. So let's dive in. Part 1, lesson learned, audit your life. Why audit your habits? Most people drift through life without ever stopping to ask, are my daily actions moving me toward the life I actually want? An audit forces you to step back and take inventory of how you spent your time, your energy, and your attention. It's like reviewing a financial statement, except the currency is actually your health, relationships, mindset, skill sets, and progress toward goals. Without regular check-ins, it's easy to fall into an autopilot and really let bad habits compound silently. So the first step is start with awareness. The first step is simply observing. For a week, track your habits without judgment. Write down how you spend your mornings, how often you move your body, what you eat, how long you scroll on your phone, and the quality of your sleep. You'll likely notice patterns you weren't even conscious of. Awareness is powerful because you can't change what you see. This is your baseline. This is you that exists today. So I, for example, eat very late before bed. I go to bed early, but also consume a lot of calories right before bed. I notice that the nights where I eat about 2 to 3 hours before my sleep, my recovery is so much better and much stronger as my sleep is so much deeper. Thanks to awareness and habit tracking, I was really able to notice this. Number 2 is identify what's serving you and really what isn't serving you. So once you've collected the data, review each habit and ask, does this support the person I want to become? Some habits will be clear assets. Maybe your morning walk keeps you grounded, or your weekly meal prep makes nutrition very easy and effortless. Others may reveal hidden costs like staying up late, skipping workouts, or saying yes to commitments that drain your energy. Label habits as either compounding, moving you forward, or depleting, holding you back. I found that eating dinner with friends is both. It drains my energy for recovery and sleep, but it also increases my energy in my, quote, social bucket. I now go out to eat on the nights where I do not have a long run the next day, or maybe only a lifting session, something lighter than a run and lift. Number 3 is redesign with intention. An audit isn't about eliminating bad habits. It's about consciously designing a better system. So start small. Replace a depleting habit with a compounding one. For example, swap 10 minutes of phone scrolling in the morning for journaling, or trade one night, just one night, of late night TV for earlier sleep. Remember, habits are votes for the type of person you want to become. Each small redesign shifts your identity in the right direction. Habits take time. They take discipline at first. Do not be scared to miss multiple days in a row, but instead take note when you execute on your habit and how you feel afterwards. So for example, I start every morning the same. I read one page out of this book called In God's Care, Daily Meditations on Spirituality and Recovery, and one page out of The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. Then I journal for 10 minutes. This whole process takes me 15 minutes. I know on the days that I follow this, my intentions throughout the day are much stronger and clearer than the days that I jump right into training or right into scrolling. I'm not perfect, but over time I learned I like the person I am a lot better with this habit than without. So I start to prioritize it. And lastly, schedule regular check-ins. Life isn't static, and neither are your habits. What served you last year may not serve you right now. That's why the most successful people build in quarterly or monthly habit audits, quick reviews to make sure they're still aligned with their bigger vision. By scheduling these check-ins, you turn self-reflection into a system. Over time, you'll notice your life feels lighter, more intentional, and more aligned with the person that you're really working to become. I just completed my, quote, audit, and that's why this is so important to me right now. I flagged a lot of change, but both good and bad. Part 2, tip this week. Do what you can and stop what you can't. There's a prayer. It's called the serenity prayer that goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Recently, this has been beyond prevalent to me. I've been struggling to balance my time, workload, and training volume. As a result, I have not been present, like really truly present. Focus on one thing and being there to really enjoy the moment. I recently went on a scuba diving trip and found myself answering emails on the entire boat ride over. Though there were things that I needed to get done, I knew that the second I got off the boat, I would not have Wi-Fi or service. I had to be in acceptance that I cannot control work or my response anymore. Sure, I could take the boat ride back to shore in 2 hours and answer my emails, or I can enjoy the next 4 hours and respond when I get back. What I found was that I was preoccupied with work in my head. I was struggling to focus on the task at hand, and when you are scuba diving, especially more than 12 to 14 meters deep, you really need to be present. Fortunately, I found a checklist online of things that I need to do to prepare before diving. I talked to my wife and explained where my head was at. She lives by the serenity prayer. She knows there's nothing that we can do right now, so focus on diving, and when you go back, get back to work. The second I got into the water, my entire mind shifted. I focused solely on diving and the safety of my wife and nothing else. When I got home, I answered the emails, and to my surprise, everything was completely fine. But my brain made it seem like it was the end of the world only hours prior. I realized in my journal entry in the morning that simply saying the prayer is much different than living the prayer. So I'll say it again, and I'm going to break it down. 1. Serenity. Acceptance of reality. The first line asks for serenity, a calm, steady spirit to face life as it is. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means recognizing the limits of your control. There are circumstances, people, and outcomes that no amount of effort can shift. Fighting those realities drains energy, creates resentment, and breeds more frustration. Serenity is about releasing that struggle, making peace with what is, and finding freedom in acceptance. 2. Courage. Taking action where it matters. The second line shifts from surrender to empowerment. So courage is the active ingredient. It's the strength to face discomfort, risk, and fear when action can make a difference. This applies to personal growth, relationships, habits, and even standing up for really what's right or what you believe in. Without courage, acceptance becomes complacency. With courage, acceptance and change balance each other. 3. Wisdom, the discernment between the two. The hardest part is knowing the difference. Wisdom is the compass that guides when to lean into action and when to let go. It comes through reflection, experience, and often painful trial and error. Wisdom requires humility, admitting when we don't always know what's best, and clarity, gained by pausing long enough to see the situation clearly. It's this line that makes the prayer really practical, not just poetic. It's really a framework for daily life. So taken together, the prayer is less about religion and more about resilience. It's a 3-part framework for decision making. 1, acceptance prevents wasted energy. 2, courage fuels meaningful change. And 3, wisdom keeps us from swinging too far in either direction. And if applied daily, it can help us navigate everything from small frustrations like traffic delays or emails to major life challenges, which, addiction, loss, and uncertainty. The Serenity Prayer endures because it speaks to the universal tension. How to live in a world where so much is outside of our control, yet so much depends on our choices. It's both grounding and motivating. A reminder that peace doesn't come from changing everything around us, but from balancing surrender with action. That was heavy, but it's something that I spent a lot of time writing, and it was something that I spent a lot of time really marinating on and journaling about. Anyway, part 3, what I am eating. Below are some pictures and macros of food I enjoyed cooking and eating from the past week. So first up, we have ground beef or mince, rice medley, green olives, and roasted carrots. Approximate macros: calories 406, protein 35 grams, fat 16.5 grams, and net carbs 28 grams. The next is a balsamic and rosemary roasted chicken. Love it. Broccoli and carrot slaw with green goddess dressing, and another rice medley. So approximate calories 400, protein 42 grams, fat 9.5, and carbs 32.5. And lastly, we have beef and lamb patties, broccoli, mushrooms, soba noodles, and soy sauce. This was banging. Calories approximately 415, protein 49 grams, fat 12.5, and net carbs 29. And lastly, part 4, how I am training. So cardio. To help further build my engine, I've been trying to cycle on Sundays. It's a little hit or miss on the week. But overall, my week is structured like this. So Monday, we have lower body strength and then run 6.5 miles. And I have strides at the end. So that's when a gentle grade increase. And you go about 20 to 30 seconds pretty fast. Like not a full sprint, but hard run. And then walk back down. That's what I do at the very end when my legs are fatigued and I'm tired. Tuesday, upper body strength. Wednesday, an interval run or a hill run. So every other week I do either interval around the track or a hill repeat run up hills. Thursday, lower body strength. Friday, run an easy shakeout like 5 miles and then upper body strength. And then Saturday is my long run. So this past week I just ran 15 miles. The week before was 14 with race pacing at the end. And I think next week's 15 again, but with race pacing at the end. Sunday, 2 to 3 hours on the bike or a complete rest and recovery day. Recently, I've been just going scuba diving on Sundays, which has been awesome. So total running miles a week right now is like 32 to 35 miles, and total strength time in the gym lifting is about 5 hours. As I mentioned about running, I'm building up my speed and my long runs. I just started my first real base block of marathon training. So in about 4 to 5 weeks, my mileage will ramp up significantly and my lifting will drop from the 4-day split down to like a 3-day split. It will probably be most likely push-pull legs split. So my hill repeats are now up to 2 minutes. So they started at 1 minute and then 1:30, 1:45, and now 2. And now the intervals are increasing and it's been very challenging. My interval sessions are broken down like this. There's a 15-minute warm-up, and then it's usually 5 to 8 sets of 3 minutes at zone 4, zone 5 effort. So for me, that's about 6 minutes to 6:25 minute per mile pace, and then a 15-minute cool down. I've been enjoying my runs with my friends, and I'm actually been making a lot of new friends on these runs. We're all hanging together. Some are faster people to help push me to run faster and longer. My easy runs, especially the shakeout runs on Friday, is easy. So I'm keeping it very easy. Slow runs, conversational, 8:45 to 9 minute per mile pace. This has got me to feeling pretty freaking great for my long run the following day. The lifting, you could check out 2 programs right now. So we have the Summer Shred, the upper lower cardio split, or a new program I launched that every 4 to 6 weeks, I'll be changing the format, the structure, and really what we're targeting on our body, which is the 2-4-7-3-6-5 program. So this is for everyone. Anyone can do it. It's to stay in great shape year round. So check out that program. It's going to be on the Substack, $6 every single month. So you get a month of training for $6, and then it switches to a new program. My lifting has suffered, so pay close attention. The more volume I've been putting on my legs and running, my lifting has suffered. This was expected, and frankly, it's okay. I'm still smashing it in the gym, but no longer able to really like add weight every single week as a progressive overload. Instead, this is taking about 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks before I can even add another 5 pounds. Last week, I was able to build by hitting 100-pound dumbbells for 6 reps. In March, it was 10 reps, but I was doing 0 cardio in March. So upper seems to be easier to maintain and build than really my legs. And this is, again, expected with the amount of running volume. With the summer shred program now over, I'm still following the upper-lower rest split, but I also started the 247-365 program. This will be like my go-to everyday training program broken out into 4-week segments, and it's provided to everyone who's a paid subscriber on Substack for free, or I guess if you pay, so it's not for free. Regardless, the program focuses on gaining muscle through progressive overload over 4 weeks. There's cardio sessions incorporated to keep your anaerobic and your aerobic system benefiting, and some spicy workouts to really keep it interesting, like circuits. And that is all for this week's Mettle Memo. Happy training.